Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to walk you through a day of eating and also my morning routine. I have, ever since my competition in August, really tried to get back into a good maintenance flow. So right now we are in maintenance. Things have been going really well and really happy with my current progress photos. I like to stay looking about 6 weeks out. I like to stay pretty lean most of the year and just have everything just be in a good, doable lifestyle. It takes some time to kind of taper down. You kind of like stair step your way up to contest lean, and then you kind of have to stair step your way down. You can't just slide. My morning routine right now, I've really had to put effort into getting myself to be more compliant, I guess, with it, because there's always that internal struggle of like, I don't want to do this. Hit snooze. I do have a very sedentary job for the most part. I do work a lot at my computer. A lot of people think I live in the gym. I do not. You know, working with clients online, writing programming, taking calls, writing nutrition plans, all that stuff is all done on a computer. So for me, I don't have a step goal right now. We really just try to keep my activity up. So this helps me just to know that I'm getting my minimum activity in that I need. I do about 30 to 35 minutes of walking here in the morning. Usually get up, I have my coffee, I do my greens and my GI support, get some fluids in my system. I prep my water, which is in here. I do some EAAs and some glutamine, and then get on here, do some walk. I listen to a couple of things in the morning time. I either listen to, there's an app called Pep Talk that I highly recommend that has a ton of motivational speakers and mindset coaches and that kind of stuff that you can listen to just to get my mind in a good place. Or I listen to educational, like fitness education stuff. So I love listening to like Dr. Mike with the RP app and some others, just to always be learning. So I take this time to get my head right, learn a little bit, and get a good sweat. This alone helps me make sure that I get my steps in for the day. So it's kind of a non-negotiable for me. When I'm doing my cardio, if you want to call it that, I do what's called zone 2 cardio. So I basically just try to keep my heart rate in like around 120. It's nothing crazy. I start to get a little bit clammy, sweaty towards the end, just to make sure that I'm not really overdoing it. So it's enough where it's not just like leisurely walking around, but I do have my heart rate up. Obviously I can carry a conversation, and that's sort of the range that you want to be in for like zone 2. After I finish this, today is leg day. So I'm going to do a leg workout. I'll show you guys a little bit from that, but also means it's my high carb day. So today I'm going to walk you through high carb day for me. I'm going to prep my protein pancakes, which I love to make on high carb day. And then while that's prepping, I'm going to do my core stretching series that I also incorporate as part of my morning routine. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. I do that while my protein pancake mix is sort of softening up. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a minute. And then when I'm done with my core work, I'll be ready to cook up my pancake, eat that, and then head off to the gym. So I'll show you guys what that looks like next. Okay, so meal one is going to be my protein pancake, which I love making because who doesn't like pancakes, right? This is sort of a very flexible recipe. You can really just sort of tinker with the ingredients to your liking and also to whatever your macros are. So again, this is a higher carb meal for me, but it's not so high because usually more of my carbs are during and after my workout on leg day. So I'm going to start with 100 grams of egg whites. My fats on leg days, my higher carb days, are actually a bit lower because we try to avoid fats around my training time. A little secret to fluffier pancakes. I always whisk the egg whites, get them nice and fluffy. Then there really isn't an order to put things in, but I tend to do the protein first, doing about 20 grams. Here. This is a cinnamon crunch cereal protein powder. Sometimes I use the vegan, the plant-based vanilla, which is really good too, from Raw. Do about a tablespoon. This is also a pumpkin spice, 0 sugar. If I was actually prepping, I wouldn't really put much dairy in this at all. I kind of would skip the dairy, but we're not prepping right now. And just a splash, like 20 grams. Almond milk. Kind of whisk that together, and then we'll add the oats. I'm gonna do about 40, 50 grams of oats. And then again, because the oats, they're not cooked, so I like to just let them sit in this liquid mixture for like 10 minutes while I do my core work. So I'm literally just gonna cover this and put it in the refrigerator. Let's do some core. Hi guys. I need to do my abs. I have to do my core work. Downward dog. I need that. Okay, all right, so I call this my 10-minute ab routine. Sometimes it goes about 15 minutes because I do a little stretching. Come on. He's like, I wanna help you. Here, stay there. I'm listening to Pep Talk, the app. Again, I'll show you guys. There's a Mel Robbins audio that I saved the other day that I wanna listen to again. So I like to listen to that. I set my timer and we're gonna do a 1-minute plank. Quick tip, when you guys are doing planks, always start on the floor, drive the knees into the floor, let your belly hang for a second, and then pull the stomach in, pull everything in as tight as you can, belly button to your spine, and then come up onto your toes. And you wanna hold that position. Set my timer, stopwatch. So we're gonna go for 1 minute here. I've got Mel Robbins in my ear telling me to change my limiting beliefs. I can do this, I can do this. Okay, so we hit a minute. Now we're gonna do 30-second side plank per side. So I like to do this, and while I'm doing this, I like to just get some rotation into my shoulder and try to just get mobility in through my arm, kind of bring it out all the different directions. Also distracts me from holding the plank. But I have a lot of mobility, so I get tightness in my lat. 30 seconds here. And then we're gonna switch sides. Same thing, moving the arm around. Just get some movement. And really keeping the obliques tight. So this is hard as a rock here and keeping the hips high. Okay. And then the last move for the series, I like to do some lower abs, even though there's all one ab wall, but I find that this does help to work on pulling in the lower abs. Nice and tight. I like to do knees elevated. So press, so tuck your hips under, press the lower back to the floor. And for a lot of people, just holding this position, knees stacked above the hips, lower back pushed into the floor, this alone is so isolating and so difficult. This could be all you have to do. You could just stay here and hold that for 30 seconds. And if you want to, if you feel like you can keep the lower back pressed to the floor and you feel good there, you can then add a crunch. And when you're doing these, you just think about bringing the back of your sports bra off the floor. Keep the elbows wide. It's big inhale in and then exhale when you come up. So I'll just do like 10 of these. Keeping the lower back pressed to the floor. If you do start to feel an arch, you're done. You just gotta stop. So keep the lower back tight, reset if you need to, and then continue to do all your reps. Okay, so that's one round. So I'm gonna rest for 1 minute. And in between, I like to just do a couple of stretches. So I like to do supine pigeon stretch to stretch the hip and glute area. And I'll just hold for like 10 seconds on each side. You can feel I'm tight on this side more. And I'll also take it to get a little bit of a lower spine stretch. Get some movement in the back, bring it over. You can switch sides. And just keep breathing while you're doing this. And that's just about a minute. We're gonna get ready. And I'm gonna do 2 more rounds just like that, and then our pancake should be ready to cook. Core work is done. I feel nice and tight. And our protein pancake mix is all perfect, actually. So we're gonna heat this up to on medium, some nonstick cooking spray, because again, we're keeping this low fat. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to this, and salt, a little more cinnamon. Yeah, so it has more of a pancake batter consistency. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can, what I do, I just put the whole thing in there and I just spread it out into a big circle and you get one giant pancake. Or if you want to get a little more creative, you could just do like little silver dollar type pancakes. So like maybe like 3 smaller ones, make a stack. We're not gonna get that fancy today. And then it takes about 2 minutes. It's gonna start to bubble around the edges. And then when that happens, you just flip it over and then you can add any toppings you like. So again, since today is a high carb day for me, I am gonna do kind of a combination of blueberry and banana. Eat that up and then we're gonna head to the gym. Perfect. I'm good. You can smell it. It's that little bit of pumpkin yogurt and the cinnamon. It just smells like the holidays. So just 1 minute on this side, warming up my frozen blueberries also. So I did 50 grams of blueberries and 50 grams of banana. The doggies are happy about because that means they get the rest of the banana. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Good boy. He's such a baby. I'm just gonna top with sugar-free syrup. All right, you guys, so change of plans as these things happen. This morning got a little bit carried away. It is client check-ins, so I spent a couple hours after I ate finishing responding to some clients and going through updates, and I get just so carried away because I get so excited when I see their progress and I'm comparing photos and making adjustments. It has been 2.5 hours and my MegaFit order arrived, so I put that away. I'm actually gonna have another meal now. So this is where you just sometimes have to be flexible with your day and just go with the flow. My next meal is chicken with rice, and sometimes I add veggies, sometimes not. I am now going to go train, so I'm not going to bother adding vegetables because I just want it to be super easy digesting and something that I can just eat and have that immediate energy. You guys have probably heard me talk about this before. Basically, I order a lot of their a la carte, like this a la carte beef and a la carte chicken, and that way I can kind of assemble stuff in a variety of different meals. And then some stuff is like this one, which I'm having right now, is their classic chicken and rice. Again, my food is back up, so I can actually just eat this as is. If I was cutting, sometimes I will weigh out the rice or the chicken to make sure it's meeting my macros because I can't eat the whole thing. So, and then this one is beef and rice. I've got some other fun stuff in here. They also make these great muffins. I actually don't eat these. I buy these for Brad. They're very man-friendly banana nut muffins, but he loves them. Good treat for him. I'm gonna finish putting this stuff away and then I'll show you guys what my next meal looks like. Okay, I am making my OMG sauce. You guys saw from my last video. This is light sour cream. I just do like a half serving, and then I use either Frank's hot sauce, the buffalo sauce, or I use the Chipotle Tabasco. So good. So I just put a ton of it in there and mix that up. Again, it makes a really good low-fat dipping sauce for your chicken. So there's my rice. This is 160 grams of jasmine rice. I like to warm up, this is the MegaFit Meals chicken. I like to warm this up in the air fryer just to get it like a little more crispy, but it does come pre-cooked. You could just eat it, put it in the microwave if you want to. Perfect. So that's about 115 grams, about 4 ounces. And then I'm just gonna drizzle this on top. One of my clients today, I actually have posted about her in my Instagram stories. She started with me, I was just chatting with her right before this. Just shy of 200 pounds, about 1,700 calories is where we started her, but she's now sitting at just over 2,300 calories and she's lost 20 pounds of body fat. She's essentially recomped during the last few months. And I've gotten so many messages, people just like, oh my God, it's unbelievable. You know, it just goes to show you a lot of people, I would say like less experienced coaches and trainers, they will see a woman who maybe needs to lose 20 pounds of body fat or 30 pounds of body fat. Like the instant solution is drop the calories, add the cardio, and done deal. Don't even think twice about it. And a lot of times that's not always the case, especially with your woman who's 40s, 50s plus. You don't want to just destroy your metabolism. You want to be focusing on what can I do to add into my day? How do I optimize my food? What types of food I'm eating? When I eat it? I talked to you guys a lot about like the reason why I am not maybe having vegetables with this meal, for example, where I put the fats that I eat. So there's so much more to it than just dropping calories or if it fits your macros. If you really want to optimize your body composition and not kill yourself in the process, there are very strategic things that you can be doing. I've got this client, she actually trains with a trainer on her lunch break 3 days a week. We've got her doing about about 25 minutes of cardio after she lifts. And then I just asked her to do about a 45-minute walk on Saturdays. Pretty much it. So her progress is outstanding. I cannot wait to show you guys. I'll try and do an actual YouTube video of her whole journey. This is just her in process. So anyway, I'm going to eat this meal again. This is my chicken, OMG sauce, and my white rice, and we're gonna go train some quads.
One more. One more. Good.
They're looking for Halloween candy. So we are at the park right now with the dogs. Just finished my workout. Honestly, things are running a little bit slower today than normal, but we're just gonna roll with it. Had a really awesome workout. I didn't mention when I do train on my leg days, I drink some carbohydrates while I train. So it's like basically a powdered carbohydrate, creatine, and some glutamine. Get a really, really solid workout. And sometimes I take a pump supplement. They have a mind of their own right now. Come on, guys. Come on. This way. This way. But I wanted to get out here because we're losing light now. It's getting into fall. And I wanted to get out here with the dogs before it gets too dark. It's already getting dark. I actually brought my post-workout. I got my Rice Krispie treats. And then when I get home, I'll actually have like a full sit-down meal, protein, carbs, minimal fats in that meal. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But I wanted to get my steps in first and foremost, and also get them out before it gets dark. So here we are. I did my walk this morning. You guys saw that. I hit close to just between that and just kind of cruising around the gym. I was about 7,500 steps. With this little walk here, we'll definitely hit 10,000 for the day, which is fine by me. Pretty low impact. As you can see, they're not exactly like golden retrievers. They just kind of cruise. After they get a little energy out, they're actually really good walkers. We typically walk the perimeter of this park. It's really nice. It's about a mile all the way around. So sometimes we'll do 1 or 2 laps and call it a day. We're gonna walk here, let them get some energy out, and then I'm gonna go back, have my meal 3. I've got a couple emails to answer, get ready for dinner. We're getting ready for a trip. We're going out of town for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna do another video showing you guys how I pack for that trip, food, meal prep, all that stuff. I'm gonna get ready for that as well. So tonight I wanted to, if we have time, to go to the store and get some stuff for that trip. So high carb day, I'm actually feeling really good. I've been really kind of bad with my water lately. I noticed that when I work a lot at my desk and I get busy, I sometimes forget to drink all my water. So I end up chugging water at random times of the day just to try to get it in. I did notice in my progress photos this week, I was up about 1.5 pounds from the previous check-in. Even though I feel like I looked really good, like I said, I'm really happy with my progress. I honestly think that was just water weight. You are under on your water consistently, you'll notice you hold more water. So one of the ways to eliminate water you don't want is to drink more water and be really, really consistent with it for a couple of weeks, and you'll be amazed. Like, water just comes right out of you. So I'm really gonna be working on that, and also have to be really, really on point when we travel. I'm gonna get a big water bottle to take with me and just continuously like fill it up. So I'm gonna finish this walk, and then I'll show you guys what meal 3 looks like. More energy, more energy, more passion, more passion, more passion. All right, guys, so we are back from our dog walk. Of course, it's much later than the day than I anticipated, but here we are. Tonight, we actually have dinner plans with our friend Matt. It was his birthday this week, so we're taking him out to one of my favorite Italian places here in Las Vegas. It's actually off the strip, great little locals place. But I'm gonna keep things really simple, so I've got another MegaFit meals. This is why I keep these in the freezer and I keep them on deck, because it just makes things so simple. I'm basically just gonna repeat meal 2 for meal 3. It's about 536 maybe 6 o'clock almost right now. And then our dinner reservations are in 2 hours. So I'm going to eat this, get the dogs taken care of, shower, get ready, and then head out to dinner. So typically on my high carb day, my leg days, my last 2 meals have plenty of carbs, still on the lower fat side, but I've definitely shifted my fats over a little bit. So kind of combined those last 2 meals, and I'm going to have a larger meal for dinner. So I'll show you guys also what I ate for dinner, just how I had a little bit more flexibility and lifestyle in this phase. Again, I'm at maintenance right now. I'm not trying to lose weight, gain weight. I'm just maintaining. So I do self-monitor. I do keep track of everything. You don't have to go down the center of the road. You just have to stay off the neighbor's lawn. So a coach said that to me years ago, and it's always stuck with me. It's like you want to be in the bumper lanes. You don't straight down the center. So I'm gonna heat this up. I'm actually just gonna do this regular, just heat this up, no air fryer for right now, because I'm gonna make this quick. Oh, one other thing. This is really important. If you do order from any of these meal prep companies, whether it's MegaFit meals or anything else, a lot of times the extra sauce that comes with it is not factored into the totals. So I do know that this definitely looks like it has some sort of oil in it. If I use this, I use it sparingly, or like I said, I make my own OMG sauce, and that way I can track that perfectly. About 1.5 to 2 minutes in here, and we're gonna be good to go. Okay guys, so it is morning. I am actually sitting here answering some client messages, finishing up some check-ins for the weekend. Last night, we had dinner with a friend for a birthday. So I actually took him to an Italian place. It's one of my favorite places. I've eaten there before. It's delicious. Had no intent of tracking anything specific. I just tend to stick with my specific guidelines for how I like to eat, but I did combine my last 2 meals together. So again, this was my high carb day. We went to an Italian place, so I knew I was gonna have some bread. I was going to have pizza. We did have a little bit of pasta also. At this particular place, we sort of did like a chef's table. So what they do is they bring out like a cheese board, meats, a couple different types of pasta, a couple different types of pizzas, and we also had rack of lamb. I think it was either pork or like a steak dish, something like that, I can't remember. It was delicious. So they just bring everything out. You can buy stuff a la carte too, but I like to do the chef's board because then you get a little sampling of everything. I'm just really mindful of my portions though. I don't overindulge myself. I don't eat the entire bread basket. I basically had a couple slices of bread, a couple of small squares of their pizza, and I was totally satisfied. I think that's one of the benefits on having a high carb day. Sort of went to dinner, not starving, not ravenous. One of my tips, if you are in a dieting phase, I say don't go to dinner hungry. If you can, drink a whey protein shake before you leave the house. That way, number 1, you're gonna definitely hit your protein target, and number 2, you're not gonna go starving to a restaurant. That never pans out well. So it was nice to just relax, enjoy some food. Again, I did my check-in this week and I'm maintaining, everything's fine. So I'm not overly concerned about going off the rails. I did have a little tequila last night. I love having a skinny margarita or just sipping tequila. Just a tip, if you do consume alcohol when you are trying to follow a plan, it's always best to, what I say, stick with the clears. So tequila, gin, vodka, clear, easiest for your body to process and eliminate quickly. And then if you're gonna have any sort of mixers, it's low calorie, low sugar mixers, maybe a diet soda, soda water, flash of juice, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't get a daiquiri, let's just put it that way. And that way you can enjoy yourself and still be on plan. Another thing that I like to do if I do have alcohol is I always have a glass of water in between cocktails. So if I have more than one, I'll make sure I drink a full glass of water before getting a second one. And that always sort of slows down alcohol consumption, and it also makes sure that you stay hydrated in the process. So feeling really good today. I had a great meal last night. We're back on plan today. Today is a medium calorie day, so I'm gonna be doing kind of moderate carbohydrates. We are getting ready for our trip. I am gonna get to that shopping now today that I needed to do for our trip. My calories on my leg day are around 2,300, but I know when I have this sort of refeed meal like I had last night, I was probably closer to 2,500 to 2,800 calories for the whole day. And then I have lower days, so my off day, I'm intentionally going much lower because I'm not training and I like to sort of calorie shift to another day of the week. That's a little bit of an advanced tactic. I don't typically suggest something like that if somebody is in a dieting phase because hunger management is absolutely critical and you just can't go that low on low days. Like even my low day is higher than most normal people's, is that a word? The average person's day of eating is probably still lower than my low day, technically. So a lot of women tend to undereat. I think my low day right now is 16 to 1800 calories, like in that range. For me, I'm hungry on those days. For most people, they would be stuffed if they ate everything that I ate. So, you know, the body is so adaptable to whatever you train it to do, which is why I really encourage women who are midlife to really focus on ramping up your metabolism. You don't want to live at 1,000 or 1,200 calories all the time. If you do that, it's a recipe for disaster. Eventually, you will have metabolic adaptation, slowing of your metabolism, and you'll find it very difficult to lose body fat in the future. So the bad news is you won't lose body fat very easily in a dieting phase. The good news is, even if you're somebody who maybe you're watching this and you're like, holy shit, that's me, it's reversible. You absolutely can reverse the metabolic adaptation, but it's going to take time to go back the other direction. I have worked with women who are in those shoes where we had to go through a phase of essentially reverse dieting before they even start their fat loss phase, working their calories up to a nice sustainable level without gaining weight, but just doing it gradually to get their metabolism like going again. Everybody's different. I've seen women who have done that, and with their metabolism speeding up, they've actually started to drop fat and build muscle in that process. Some women, and again, this is just a case-by-case basis, they just maintain. But if you're able to maintain your weight and increase calories, that's still a huge win. So I think the name of the game is just to really be patient, trust the process. If you don't know what you're doing, get with someone who knows what they're doing, right? I've seen this too many times. People just sort of wing it, or they're just throwing darts blindly at the wall and hoping something sticks. You're not screwed. You develop a process and have a strategy, knowing where you're going. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're just gonna end up kind of stuck and frustrated. So yeah, right now I'm just working on maintaining. We've got this travel coming up. I've got a bunch of photo shoots coming up. Definitely not starving. Definitely not feeling overworked or over exercised. It's a really good thing to be in maintenance. Sometimes you do find yourself though, when you don't have like a specific target, like a build target, and I think specifically a cut target, women do tend to feel a little antsy, start to get a little bored. I think that's part of the psychology of dieting and learning to just sit and just be. I'm really just trying to enjoy this process right now, keeping my calories at a good place, keeping activity at a good place, really focusing. I have to shift gears and focus more on work right now, which is great because I love doing that too, and it's nice to be able to focus on something else. I am getting the itch to compete, I'm not gonna lie. So we will see. People have been asking me what's next for me, and I am getting that bug of like, oh, I wanna start prepping for something again. It's almost been 3 months, but I'm gonna hold off until probably early January before I make any sort of announcements on what the strategy is for 2024 and what we're gonna do next. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have questions, comment below. If you guys like this video, of course, be sure to subscribe, like, share this with a friend, and we'll see you guys next time.